rules and his routines. Dovizioso. It's Thailand time. Here in bike running, he has, which means we are going Thailand. A terrible start from Andre Iannone on that second row, but Marc Marquez got away down to 4.
A few riders, I think Jack Miller and Danny Pedrosa were in hot the first corner. They were well wide. Marquez then got the dream start from his through at turn number 3. He's not going to be tight enough. Dovizioso pounces on the inside of Cal Crutchlow though. Dovizioso quickly.
Of Marc Marquez, is he eyeing up a move into the really quick turn 4? No, he stays there for now. He's already making a move. Johan Zarco's up there as well. Jack Miller just behind them, and then the 2 Suzukis.
Yeah, good start from Zarco. Pressure from Valentino Rossi, then Dovizioso and Crutchlow. Jack Miller was out wide the first corner. He recovered to get himself for the man who was quickest here in Buriram at the test 8 months ago.
We're now entering sector 4. This has been Valentino Rossi. He's just got so much drive and the inside line, but he can't quite do it. He stays put for now as they all...
Who struggled on the first lap on the 2 second of the factory Suzuki's then. Iannone has 4 back though. So Marquez were off the line on that front row of the grid. Cal Crutchlow picked up 1 place from 5th to 4th.
Sweeping line for the Repsol Honda of 93. Marc Marquez out front. Ducati rider Dovizioso couldn't...
So on board then with Valentino Rossi, looking forward to the menacing Moto Gp career. Have all come from that front row of the grid. Maverick Vinales doing his best to fend off the... He has got it actually, I just saw that commentary box window. Then Zarco has snatched 5th place from Vinales, going through turn...
Marc Marquez, is he close enough now to have a go as we around turn 10, then flick right to... He's not quite close enough, he doesn't fancy it just yet, Valentino Rossi.
The speed that Rossi carries in the main grandstand in Buriram just erupts every time Valentino Rossi comes into view. Vinales can't pick his way through back place from Alex Rins. Fastest lap of the race has gone to Ducati's Andre Dovizioso. It's a new record, of course. First ever on that second lap. Barely split. 32.579 for Marquez, 32.529 last time around than Valentino Rossi.
It's Honda, Yamaha, Ducati, Honda. Maverick Vinales in 5th, just around turn number 6 we go. We'll flick right then into turn 7. Here's Jack Miller, he's in 7th.
Just one of 5 riders in this field as well that's opted for the medium front tyre. So how long will that stay front? What you gain in braking stability and straight line braking, you'll of course lose in turning and corner stopping power of the hard tyre. Cal Crutchlow can't force his way through as yet on his former Ducati and Tech 3 Yamaha.
But the race goes to Marc Marquez. The corner speed he carries through turn 12 is impressive, and he's into the 31s. There's Natchins here of Valentino Rossi.
He didn't half stretch him on that lap, didn't he, Marquez? He took 4/10 of a second. Rossi a 132.1, Dovizioso a 132.3, so
towards turn number 5 we go. Marquez from Rossi, Dovizioso, Crutchlow and Vinales. Alex Rossi though has closed that gap down. It's again in that middle part of the circuit where Rossi is able. It's one line.
Not sure who it was, but he got run wide out at turn 1, Steve. He lost 5 places straight away. Didn't get a bad start from 7th, but Danny Pedrosa, although that said he has now got up into 9th, so he's on the charge on this lap. Found a way through on Patrice lap.
And as we go across the line, a 31.5 from Rossi, a 31.4 from Dovizioso, so the pace is all...
And Vinales have responded immediately, straight away when they need to. Oh, Valentino Rossi moves out the slipstream. Valentino leads the Thai Grand Prix, made his move on that run down to turn 3 on Marc Marquez. Rossi leads here in Thailand.
Barely hear ourselves think here in the commentary box. Just in the background there, Zarco struggling to live with this pace in 6th, although he is going to try and go out there and maybe have another go at it. So Rossi leads when he comes up to his Grand
4, where we know Valentino Rossi has been in a league of his own all weekend. He's been supreme in 46 years, but it's their number 46, their talisman, that's leading the way here in Thailand, trying to end on Marc Marquez. Marc Marquez on this lap number 5 then has lost 2 places. He led at the start of this lap.
Marquez's lap time of 32.8, miles off what he posted a moment ago.
Have a good early look at them.
Well, he's
Give
clever.
himself plenty of time to work out where their strengths and weaknesses are. Crutchlow and Vinales are just off the back of that podium battle right now. Crutchlow's a couple of tenths keeping himself on the coattails of Johan Zarco in the battle for 6th.
Dovizioso starting to warm up his presence in a moment.
Well, on the last lap, Steve, lap 5 compared to lap 4 for Rossi. Rossi was 6/10 slow, 132.1. There was a massive chasm between Rossi, Dovizioso and Marc Marquez. Just be wanting to have a little bit of a look early doors here at what Dovizioso and Rossi have got.
No one can lay a finger on him unless they work out what he's doing differently and can close up on them.
There's been a few times where the Yamaha has run out of grip. When the tyres start to wear, we know this Buriram circuit, it's this wheel spin better? Have they been able to extract a bit more durability out of that rear tyre? We'll find out over the next back to Brno. He was in the podium hunt for a long, long time with Lorenzo, Dovizioso, Marquez, and then just enough rear grip left to respond.
Yeah, he started second on that day, and he finished fourth. Oh, look at his nearest and dearest hit. On board now with Andrea Dovizioso on the Ducati, now into turn 9.
Well, there's unfamiliar territory this losing streak is for Yamaha. They're not accustomed to 320 race laps we've had prior to this race. They'd led 5 of those 320.
Actually, out of that final corner as well, and we go across the line, and a 31.6 from Valentino Rossi.
Yeah, but the next lap, Rossi pings himself straight back into 131.6s, and that drags Dovizioso Marquez flat. And right behind him, the likes of Zarco, Miller, Rins, Pedrosa and Petrucci were all able to keep...
On Maverick Vinales, he's 6th at the moment. That would be his first top 6 for a very long time if he stayed there.
Valentino Rossi, a race leader, did a 131.6. Andrea Iannone back in 11th place now. Good dogfight going on here between Petrucci, Pedrosa and Alex Rins.
At the moment.
Well, of course, crucially for Cal Crutchlow's team, if he carries on keeping himself in this podium battle with Johan Zarco and Chip Battle, nobody can get close to Rossi in sector 4. It's still Andrea Dovizioso that's flat. The 3 men behind him, Dovizioso, Marquez and Crutchlow, they all do. Then the Doctor.
You get the feeling that Maverick Vinales is just starting to get into flow now as well, so this could be a fox to try and move ahead of Jack Miller in the background, and I'm not sure if it's worked out. I think he might have been of Andrea Dovizioso through turn 4, now up towards turn 5.
And Danilo Petrucci coming through turn number 4. A bit further down the field, it's Zarco, Miller, Rins, Pedrosa and Petrucci big star, then gambled on the soft rear tyre. He's 13th, Bradley Smith 14th, and Happy Cyrene in 15th place. Have to be crowned Rookie of the Year this year.
Sector 4 still being dominated by Valentino Rossi. He's got another couple of team laps to go. It's still Rossi that leads from Andrea Dovizioso, then Marquez, Crutchlow and Jack Miller. Danilo Petrucci takes up 10th spot at the moment.
You're absolutely bang on the money about Maverick in between the lap times of this top 5 at all. Rossi 131.7, Dovizioso 131.7.
Just get a feeling that Dovizioso is weighing up a move here and rehearsing a turn 3. It's been one of the quickest riders through sector 1, and no surprise there.
Well, slipstream in the Yamaha for the Ducati. Compared to the Yamaha, it can strip the paint off Valentino Rossi's M1 as it goes down that 1 kilometre start straight.
Dovizioso and Marquez, they look a bit closer to the number 46 on this lap, but here we are into sector 4.
He's got into a serious rhythm at the moment, Rins. He's dragging Danny Pedrosa with him. They've left Jack Miller, world champion, the 2018 world champion-elect as well, and Marc Marquez. He's fired in his fastest lap of the race. Massive wheel spin coming out of the first corner, sitting duck. Rossi just lost all drive of the Ducati and the Repsol Honda and Marc Marquez, as Valentino Rossi already run in to some of the rig.
The case.
Well, I mean, he didn't even make Dovizioso and Marquez fight for it, did he? It was easy picking.
Right on the tail here of Dovizioso. If anyone could find a way past through this tight and twisty section, it's Marquez. But
2 against Cal Crutchlow. And while this battle rages at the front, Johan Zarco, Alex first time around at a 131.9. The 2 men behind him are quicker. Danny Pedrosa actually just set as the fastest group on the circuit right now. Rins and Pedrosa are running a serious pace. They last 2 laps.
That is going to be the biggest problem for him. We're on board here with Dovizioso, your race leader, then on to the long one up behind him. Cal Crutchlow now trying to chase down on Valentino, and Valentino loses a good 10.
About how close Alex Rins and Danny Pedrosa were getting to the rear tyre of his monster Yamaha Tech 3 machine. He has risked around from him. In fact, Zarco was much quicker than the 5 guys in front of him.
Well, a big group now with what, 7, 8. Pedrosa is included. The gap is gone.
This brings into quite the game of chess. They have dropped their pace. They're slowing their rhythm. That's bringing the riders back into contention behind 6 laps. That's where Dovizioso and Marquez in recent history have been so strong.
You do. All bunched up now, though, into the final corner. This looks like the first or second lap across the line. 14 laps to go. Cal Crutchlow.
Well, we were
again, turn 1. At the exit of turn 1, Valentino Rossi's in all sorts of...
Dovizioso and Marquez are able to take a good 8-9 bike lengths out of him down that one.
I just wanted to point out, you saw on the early laps that Marquez was quite slow coming out of the catch him there and even thought about a pass. That section is one of the hardest sections on the right hand. If you watch that section over the next laps, especially towards the end of the race, I bet your Mark is not slow there anymore.
Stalled drive grip coming out of turn number 1, and that just allowed Andrea Dovizioso, Marc Marquez to effort at the circuit right now. At the moment it's advantage Alex Rins, but already on this lap they've exchanged about 3 or 4 overtakes between them. That was an ambitious dive bomb and a half from the Frenchman. He was close there to clipping the rear of Maverick Vinales.
The pace really slow again on that lap into the low 32s. At the moment they all stay together. Race management just one step ahead of the game. It's Marc Marquez. That's why he's 72 points clear in.
Cracking Thai Grand Prix, and the top 11 riders are covered by cycles they're fitted with, not in the places that they like to be in terms of keeping that front tyre cool.
Well, Cal, a classic example of that is the fact it's all over the back of him.
Yeah, sometimes you see Cal Crutchlow on a straight, he refuses the chance to take ride that Honda. You've got to be so aggressive on the brakes. That's how you make the lap time on the Honda RC213V, that you do racing anything, well, under the hard compound front tyre.
So then, past hold out, and can everybody else live with them?
Well, we've seen them get down to mid 131s with the question is, when will they decide that the need to dip back into those 131s? When does it become train at the front? Because at the moment it's resembling a bit of a Moto 3 race. How close it is. The gap between half a second further back. Petrucci's right there as well. Andrea Iannone in 11th place, but he's only 3.5 seconds off the lead.
Across the line, Alex Rins almost bumps into the back of Maverick Vinales there. He's getting into a really strong rhythm, but unfortunately, Marquez and Rossi.
Yeah, I think we're still in game of chess mode here. Nobody willing. 31s. Alvaro Bautista a bit further down the order in 12th place. He's just on a personal best lap race.
All of these riders have done a lot of extensive work in latter stages of run yet to show maybe what they've really got in their back pocket. Marquez cannot be removed from.
Well, Andrea Dovizioso on this 15th lap, he's done a third of those laps, 5 in the 131, who looks really comfortable in that second place at the moment. Valentino Rossi, Crutchlow or Vinales.
You know, I think this could be a lap where you see a few 31s coming from Dovizioso and
Pedrosa just over a second away from that lead group. What's Danny Pedrosa they've got them? Marc Marquez then has gone back into those.
I think the time is now.
Yeah, I think they may have just well have pulled up the anchors here.
Dovizioso and Marquez have had an in second, Rossi third. A bit of a gap forming then back to Cal Crutchlow. Pedrosa really is getting into a good.
Had 3 back-to-back top 6s in the Moto Gp World Championship in over a year. Saxon Ring Brno and the Red Bull Ring. Inside of his compatriot Alex Rins down at turn number 3.
The top to Crutchlow is struggling.
Yeah, just what he did in Brno, wasn't it, Rossi? It's just how much longer can he hang in there. Pack led by Cal Crutchlow, Vinales, Pedrosa, Rins is there as well. He's got a bit of breathing space back to the 2 Pramac Ducatis of Petrucci and Miller.
Onto the start.
Crutchlow got in a little bit hot, Steve, at turn number 12. Got in hot at 12, it just compromised. And Sacrifice Vinales didn't really have to stretch himself to make it.
Now he's
a bit of a early Christmas gift.
Pedrosa's got
no. Cal runs into when he's racing in a group. He can't cool that front tyre. Is that front tyre overheating?
If Cal Crutchlow, was he just holding them up a bit? Taka Nakagami might want to run off circuit in a minute. The leading trio just edging away, but the big question now, Matt, can Vinales and Crutchlow's dropping like a stone? There are 8 laps remaining here in Thailand. Across Josa.
Yeah, Cal Crutchlow plummeting the wrong way down the field. Grand Prix, it's just fatigue creep again. Cal Crutchlow's been well below his peak physical best coming into the rid of, and then he's had a bit of a tummy upset as well here this weekend. So in these kind of scorching hot conditions, battle to rage.
You know what, Matt? Danny Pedrosa smells a podium.
Oh, he's down, Steve, he's down, sorry.
Oh,
I'm just looking at our commentary box position to see where Danny Pedrosa's going, and as soon as my head popped out from behind our monitors, Danny
Pedrosa, literally looking at his split times, and he was just gaining so much momentum on this group. And I've
words out, Danny Pedrosa was chewing dust.
He's going to love me.
Here we go, turn. So it won't be a third successive top 6 finish in over a year for rear time his teammate Valentino Rossi. Marc Marquez at the moment has not been again here. He has not been on the podium from his last, or not won from his last 18 front row starts. Valentino Rossi
and Andrea Dovizioso. Around turn 12 we go, and there are now going to be 6 laps of the bunch once more in third. I think what we can say,
just been a mistake because straight away Crutchlow got himself back down into those low 132s. last circuit, Valentino Rossi was the only man that couldn't muster a 131. This was the end of Dani Pedrosa. In his mind there, he's going to be thinking when he sits in the hotel tonight, he'll be thinking that was a goal more than 1,000 words could ever tell. He knows that that was potentially, arguably, one of the no chance that he was saving that one, so Dani Pedrosa's hopes have gone.
Dovizioso and Marquez are asking questions on him by half a 10.
Got to be careful here, Valentino Rossi, because Alex Rins has taken 4-10, fighting a losing battle to hang on to 4th place. So, lap 21 completed here in Buriram. Vinales slowly but surely edging himself back into that victory battle. 46 Grand Prix in Le Mans, 27 races ago since Vinales was on the top step of the podium.
Towards turn 4. Marquez just behind Dovizioso with Vinales 3rd and Rossi 4th. Marquez is definitely waiting. He's had a few opportunities to go through, but has decided against.
Has it been another tactically astute, brilliantly crafted ride by this Repsol Honda? The gap actually, Vinales in the first 3 sectors on.
Turn 12 looks like a spot where Mark could get a job done. It's almost like he's reluctant because
when you get to the pinnacle, the front of a Moto Gp race, the difference between Valentino Rossi and being in this battle, Marquez there, he closed up on Dovizioso in the braking zone for the first corner. He got great run in the slipstream with it, so he runs in hot though at turn number 3. Dovizioso sweeps straight back through, so Marquez makes his first.
That's worth a 10th to him into turn 4, and Mark will have to try again. 4 laps to go of this race here in
number 1. He got in up the inside of Dovizioso, but he was in way hot, almost out to the blue. In terms of time, he's been able to slot straight back onto the rear tyre of the Ducati.
Yeah, but Maverick Vinales is there now as well.
He's able to get that power down coming out of turn 1. He's got the better drive grip than the Ducati right now.
He has. 3 now are just chanting to break Valentino Rossi in 4th. We will have 3 laps to go across the corner speed into turn 1, and will we see another go at it? Onto acceleration, he'll tap.
I'd say he doesn't know where exactly Andrea Dovizioso's strengths and weaknesses are. He's been sat behind the Ducati man for a lot of this race. Coming, he can start hearing the Jaws music being queued up, but no way through this time for Marc Marquez. Behind the race winner here, and here he is now in Thailand, just 3/10 behind Andrea Dovizioso.
Andrea Dovizioso around turn 6 and 7. We flick it right.
Boy, of these two had some style there. Dovizioso, though, decides to fight straight back. This is classic Marquez versus Dovizioso. It's advantage Andrea Dovizioso again twice. They've exchanged the lead on this lap. Marquez will try and attack in the braking zone return. But Dovizioso sweeps back on through. Brilliant tyre tussle.
Brilliant racing here in Thailand. Maverick, I don't think he's got enough tyre to have a say. Onto the straight we go. Dovizioso has it. This time Marquez.
Thai kickboxing in this part of the world, and we've got a real fight raging here for the first ever Thailand MotoGP. Repsol Honda. Dovizioso will lead going into turn number 4 on this penultimate lap.
Turn 4, that's Ducati. It's sectors 3 and 4, and what has been the Achilles heel for Dovizioso all weekend? Sectors 3 and 4. This will give him more drive, it'll give him the inside line, and here he goes again.
Yeah, he's done it. Dovizioso has a big head shake on that GP18 machine. So Marc Marquez then, has he made his cruise? Can Dovizioso pounce at the final corner? He's got the inside line. Here comes Andrea Dovizioso. He retaliates. It's Dovizioso versus Marquez. Honda versus Ducati. Spain versus Italy. We've seen this so many times.
Thailand Grand Prix. Onto the straight we go. Dovizioso then. He knows what Marquez has got.
Get that Ducati hooked up coming out the first corner though, Steve. He was able to open up a good half a dozen bike lengths on Marc Marquez.
He won't have a go into turn 4, it's too fast, but he's got a great line through turn 4. Goes wide, Dovizioso comes back through, he's got the inside line again, but he closes the door on him. The 2 Yamaha.
Super aggressive from Marc Marquez. Vinales and Rossi, they're fighting it out for the last place in the podium. Are they still fighting it out for 9? Just 3 corners left through turn number 10. Dovizioso, it's going to be all about the last corner. He's prevailed a good time.
He's got
Dovizioso's come through.
He's on the inside, but they both go wide. Marquez on the comeback. He's going to do it. Dovizioso did to him in Austria last year.
Sweet revenge then for Marc the line. Marc Marquez, Andrea Dovizioso, Maverick Vinales covered by less than 3/10 of a second.
Wow, what a race here in Thailand. Andrea Dovizioso is beaten by Marc Marquez again. But look at that. That's Yamaha. They're basically thumbs up saying, look, we've found something here. This is it was a real...
Marquez, he just could not run it in tight enough though, could he? Ran out a little bit wide. There was Plenty of come down to a last corner showdown. Look at Marquez.
Marquez knew it was coming.
Look at the angle.
Marquez knew it was coming.
Well,
and he knew he had to try the cutback. He's what?
Well, the Red Bull Ring, Austria 2017, Twin Ring Motegi, Japan 2017. Cats between their last lap battles. Well, Mark Marquez